Chard or silverbeet is a great plant. It's a leafy green and it's easy to grow in the garden. There are a number of ways you can grow it. You'll find it sold in punnets like these, with a whole lot of individual plants all grown together. You'll also find it in plugs, so individual plants in individual pots, or you can grow it from seed. You can plant silverbeet anytime from spring right through to autumn. In warmer climates you can plant it all year round. However, it doesn't grow really well in very hot weather, and it doesn't grow very quickly in really cold weather. So the best time to plant it is in spring, and maybe put a second crop in autumn. We're using a seed tray that's divided up into individual sections, and we're going to put 2 or 3 seeds into each section just in case some don't germinate. Once we've planted the seeds, we'll sieve a fine layer of the potting mix over the top, and then, because we're planting our seeds a little bit early while the weather's cool, we'll cover them up in a little propagating box so that the seeds germinate more quickly and they're not affected by the cold weather. So here we have our silverbeet seedlings, and it's about 2 weeks after we first planted them. It's been cold weather, so we've kept them under cover, but as you can see, they've germinated fairly well. These aren't the true leaves. We'll leave them in this tray until we get 2 sets of true leaves, and then they'll be ready to plant out. Before we plant them out, we'll prick out the smaller seedlings and we'll only plant the biggest ones. That way we can take the whole cell, plant it in the ground with minimal root disturbance, and therefore we're going to get better growth. Here are our seedlings, and as you can see, they've developed true leaves. We're ready to pop them out of the punnet and plant them in the soil. Before you take them out of the trays, water them in the day before. Find something that's reasonably flat, like an old plant label, into the punnet. Lift out the whole plant, and if you look carefully, you can see that they've got a really good root system going here. And as we're not going to disturb this root system when we plant them, they're going to take off and grow really well. When you're planting, all you need to do is to make a little hole like that, lift up your seedling, put it in, firm it in around it, water it in, and you're ready to go. You need to plant silverbeet a little distance apart to give it room to grow. So just imagine a hand span like that, and that will do the job. We'll keep them nice and moist until they really get going. Once they've started to grow, we'll mulch around them, and in this case we're using a mushroom compost that's got a good amount of chicken manure mixed in with it, and because we've got a reasonably rich soil anyway, that's about all we're going to need. And as for the difference between silverbeet and chard, there isn't any really. It just depends on where you were brought up as to what you'll call it. However, there are different cultivars and they have slightly different growth habits. You'll find some with colourful stems. You'll also find some that grow larger than others. They taste pretty much the same and you grow them the same way. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for information on how to grow a whole range of vegetables as well as many ornamental plants. And as always, good luck with your gardening.